Hey, best friend, life path number 2. How are you doing today? I hope that you are doing well on this beautiful, beautiful day. Welcome to my channel. My name is Dion, and you can call me the goddess of love because I love you, I love me, I love everybody, right? After all, there is no greater goal than to love, and even God is love. So, I am doing life path number information because they are important for us to know who we are. We are learning to fill ourselves up to overflowing, and then we are able to bless and love others from our overflow, no longer depleting from ourselves to pour into anybody else first, right? So I am using the Numerology app. I enjoy this app. I am going to leave the link in the description box because there is so many more aspects to who you are. There's so many more aspects to your number. I'm going over the basic life path number and the dark side and lessons to be learned. You have work, you have love, you have accomplishments. There's more information for you to know, but I'm doing what pertains to you, okay? So, if we had to describe the number 2 in a word, that word would be cooperation. These people are the best negotiators. They mediate and bring balance and harmony to all situations. They are gentle and cautious. They think of everything and try not to hurt anyone. Choosing their words carefully and putting things together meticulously to create a harmonious whole. These are the true diplomats and peacemakers. Number 2 isn't pushy by nature. They stand aside because they feel more comfortable in the background, preferring to avoid the spotlight. The very thought of being the center of attention makes them feel uncomfortable and nervous. They can be indispensable as the person who keeps everything together. It's not wise to give number 2 a leading role because of their indecisive nature and desire to please everyone. They are the hidden engine that runs the machine. Their second great strength is their adaptability. Number 2 is capable of taking on other people's qualities and hiding their true self behind a mask. They resort to this when they want to reconcile the irreconcilable because that's something only they can do. However, they should be careful because they may become confused when playing a role and in time become uncertain of their own identity as well as confusing those around them. They effortlessly take on the traits of others, and it is in their nature to try to please everyone. Number 2 is selfless, full of love and consideration, always standing up for peace. They are a true friend and would give everything to those close to them. Their family is particularly important to them. Also, number 2 represents the principle of motherhood. These essential women carrying the number 2 realize themselves in a maternal role. It is then that they try their best because their family comes first. 2 is a number of partnership, regardless of whether the partnership or is a friendship or an emotional or a business relationship. They need a partner, someone to lead them onto the right path. However, number 2 is born with some bad predispositions, mainly a possibility of bad endings. They easily imagine the worst outcomes and can be their own worst enemy. They are susceptible to outside influences. Negative circumstances lead them to bad endings where they are subordinate and dependent on others. Number 2 doesn't like being in this position because they become blocked, self-destructive, and negative. This is why it is imperative that number 2 receive proper guidance. Otherwise, they won't be able to get out of the bad situation on their own, and will look to someone else to rescue them. Number 2 cares about what other people think, so they often seek approval. They also expect to be praised. This brings challenges that the number 2 needs to overcome. They shouldn't allow their mood to depend on others, and they should accept that they won't always receive praise for their work, even though they've earned it. They should look for happiness and success in themselves. If they rely on the approval of others, it can lift them to great heights, but it can also break them when the approval isn't forthcoming. This is the most sensitive number, and their moods fluctuate on a daily basis. If they could see the world through the eyes of other numbers, they would realize they experience it with more emotion. It will take years for them to understand this and set limits. It is unnecessary for them to give themselves so much, to give of themselves so much, especially if their aim is to stay healthy and happy, as they want to make everyone around them happy. Number 2 gives of themselves selflessly. They like to please those close to them, even when they aren't expected to. They often aim too high and end up disappointed, which causes them to change their attitude completely. Then they are overwhelmed with contempt and thoughtlessly abandon the person in question. They need to find a balance, to distance themselves from certain people and direct attention and love to themselves. They have artistic tendencies and like to daydream and fantasize. All right. So each number faces a dark side. When we're not harmonious with ourselves, when we're not in alignment, when we're not on our path, when we're not going the direction we're supposed to go in life. All right. So, what is the number 2 like when they are on their dark side? When the number 2 is inharmonious, their indecisiveness will be prominent. They will always be worried and nervous. Everything will bother them. They will be impatient, precisely the opposite of harmonious number 2, of which patience is one of their most important qualities. They will feel emotionally unfulfilled, and their emotions will fluctuate on a daily basis. However, they will be prepared to forgive no matter what. They will assume they aren't special and they have nothing to offer. Being satisfied with small things, they deprive themselves of success. They will often escape reality by entering the world of their imagination. Instead of being peace loving, they may become quarrelsome. Lessons to be learned. Yes, we have lessons to be learned in this lifetime. We know that. We're here for school, right? Your subconscious is powerful. So if you don't think positively, this can be destructive to your psyche. It's important to think positively and work on affirmations. You shouldn't condemn your goals to failure, not even as a joke, because what you say remains written in your subconscious. An excellent diplomat, you may present the facts as prettier than they are to avoid hurting someone. This is exactly what you should work on, especially in emotional relationships. You need to tell the truth and be clear and precise, because you're the only number able to achieve perfect communication. If one approach doesn't give the results you want, try another. This is fine, as we are always in the process of learning. You were born with a predisposition to learn quickly and to gain knowledge effortlessly. Therefore, read as much as possible, educate yourself, and expand your views. Find ways to strengthen your will and determination. Try to become independent as soon as possible. It is up to you to develop a sense of identity, to be clear about who you are. Often seeking to please others, you accept their patterns and behavior and wear a mask, which is why, as time passes, you are no longer certain on who you are. Okay? That's you, number 2. All right. I hope that this helped. And again, I will link the app in the description box below, because I would admonish you to actually go and do some work, do the work, look and see what it is about yourself. Again, you have love, work, health, accomplishments, but on this channel, we focus on you because it's all about you. All right, you got to love you first before you can even worry about pleasing anybody else. All right, hope this helped. I love you guys. Catch you next time. Peace.